Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you all know, this is Betty, owner and creator of Betty's Custom Design here on YouTube, Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. So you guys know that lately I have been on this big kick of building my ephemera stash because I've got journals going on, and so it just makes it much easier when you can just go to your stash and pull something out when you need it. And so I have been doing a lot of ephemera building the last few days or weeks. And this is just another one right here. This is using up some of the 6x6 papers. This would be really good for your single-sided papers. I didn't have any right here. I think they are either at the other house or in the other room. But you could use your single-sided paper for this for sure. But, you know, I'm just using what I have. So this is some Tim Holtz 6x6. And so I want to say, what was the lady? Something time. But when I looked at her channel, she hasn't posted anything in like a year and a half or so. If I can find the video again, I will post it. I think she done it a little differently than this because she used 2 full sheets of 6x6 and I just used 1.5. Now I did sew around 2 of them, so I sewed around the outside edge of this one, and then this one I sewed on the pockets before I put them down. I sewed that diagonal, and then I sewed all the way around, and then this one I didn't sew at all. So you can do it either way. If you don't want to sew, by all means you don't have to. Just make sure you glue it down real good. If you're planning on sewing on the diagonal, do that before you glue the pocket down. So let's get started. I'll show you how I've done these, and we will just go from there. So I have a bunch of 6x6 paper over here, and so I'm just going to pull out maybe 2 pieces that are coordinating, and that's a cream color piece there on the back, but that's fine. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to cut them, both pieces I want to cut to where they are 6x3. And so I am just, I think we can do both of them at one time. We're going to attempt it. We shall see how this works. Okay, so there's 6x3. Let me move this out of the way for just a second. And so now what I want to do is figure out how I want the pockets to look. So I think I want it maybe like that. Okay, so I'm going to set this one to the side. So this one is going to stay 6 inches. This one is going to stay 6 inches, but we're going to do something with it. And this one I'm going to cut at 4.5. because this is my small pocket. So let's cut it at 4.5. Okay. So it will be like this. Now what you need to do is on what's going to be the middle pocket is you need to mark off where 4 inches is at. So and I'm doing it with a pen because I normally get that off anyway. So what I do with this, and she done it where she was cutting it all separate. I don't want to cut it separate. I want it to be very almost, you know, exact. So I just put my bottom piece behind that. And now I'm just going to come right here and I'm going to line up that dot and the corner, and I hope you guys can see. And then I'm just going to cut. And so now I have my pockets. And the way that I've done it, the angle and everything is the exact same on this bottom here. So now is when you can ink it up. We'll go ahead and ink it a little bit. And if you are going to sew on the pockets, now would be the time to sew on that diagonal. But, you know, again, sewing is just something, if you want to do it, do it. If not, it is not going to hurt anything. And then we're going to ink this up as well. And so there are a number of different ways that you can put this in your journal. You can glue it down. You can use a ball pen or, you know, a little paper clip or something and put it in. There's just a lot of different ways that you can do this. Okay, so now that we have that, let's go ahead and glue this down. So I am just going to glue on this part here and here, just like a U. And that's going to create my pocket. And so that's all I'm doing. And this is Fabri-Tac in this little bitty tiny bottle. I got those bottles off of Amazon, I think it was. And I like them. Okay, so I'm just lining everything up. Just trying to make sure it's as straight as I can get it. And then I'm going to glue this one down. And that's all I'm doing. Okay, and so now that I've got the glue on that, we'll glue it down. And again, try and get it as straight as you can. Okay. Now, I was just looking, and I cut this piece off, and you know what? We could put a little pocket back here or even a belly band. So I'm thinking I want a pocket, or we could do a tuck. Do we want to do that? Do we want to do like a tuck maybe? Let's do a tuck. So, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can do once you have the basic idea and concept. You can do so much with these. Like I said, the lady that I seen doing it, I want to say she had done one other video right before this one that I seen, where she was doing something else with 6x6 papers. And then I think she might have done a couple more videos, and then that was it. And it's, when I looked, it had been like 2 years since she had posted anything, I think. So I don't know. Now we can decorate this up now if we want to, but my thought is that I am not sure exactly which journal it will go in, so I don't know what style I want. I don't know whether I want to go floral, whether I want to go vintage. So this is the biggest thing for me, is just having this base. So I'm happy with it just like that. So we will probably make some more, just because we can. And I want to sew around mine. So I'm just getting some paper here. So I want maybe that page and maybe this page. Now let's cut it at 3 inches again. So this is definitely something that can easily be done as a mass make. You could go ahead and have a bunch of papers already cut to the 3. You can go ahead and do your angles. You know, We may actually, let's do that. Let's do a couple. Let's just see how we could do this as a mass make. So we got that. And we got that. So we're just going to see what we can do with it. And see if we can turn it into a mass make, because you guys know I'm all about that. I need to be able to get things done. So we'll see. We may start with these, or I don't know, we might grab a couple more sheets. Let's see what other sheets I have. This was a paper pad. I think I got it from Walmart. And it's a nice little paper pad, but it's just not very thick. It's like a cardstock, but it's not really that thick. So that's one reason why I don't mind using it for this. So it was a 12 by 12 paper pad, and so I just cut it down into 6 by 6. Okay, so we've got that. Now let's see how we want to build these. So we have that one, and that one, and maybe that one. I like that, so I'm going to set that there. And then let's see. I like that. Let's see what we have over here. I like that. And let's do it like that. Okay, and one more. Let's see what we got there. Okay, so we've got 4 sets that we can kind of start working with. We'll set these over to the side. We'll do something with them later. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to get from each little stack, I want to get what's going to be the bottom layer. So this is the bottom of each one. And I'm going to go ahead and cut those at the 4.5 inches. And hopefully this can handle 4 of them at one time. Oh yeah, okay. Save those. So now we have these. Now I need to take my second ones. And I'll probably do them all together, and then I'll do these all together. We'll figure out a way to do that. And so I just need to measure 2 inches and mark it. And then we're going to line that up on the cutting bar and then line the corner up. Hold it down real good, and there we go. Okay, so I guess biggest thing, I just need to do 2 inches on these. That's what the cut would be. So let me do that. Let me mark 2 inches right here. I just need to mark it. And then we're going to cut these as well. Same thing, I'm just going to line the black dot up and the corner on the chopping edge and then cut it. And that's it. Save these because those can be pockets. So let's see, what do we have? So when we start back putting it kind of together, this is what we have. We've got that one. And then we have this one. And then we have this one here. And then we have this one. So cute. So, so cute. Okay, so what I may do, because I really do want to sew mine, we're going to go ahead and ink these up. Then I will pause the video and I will go and sew the diagonals. Then I'll come back and we can glue the pockets onto the base, and then I can sew them. I like the look of them sewn, so that's why I want to do that. And so, you know, you don't even have to ink if you can kind of know where you're putting this or where it's going, and you know, you can embellish it geared toward exactly what you're wanting. But because I don't know, and so I'm not really going to do much to it other than ink it some. And then I can even come back at a later time and, you know, ink it some more if I need to. And then I can put some embellishments on the front of it, and, you know, put some ribbons and maybe some liquid pearls or anything like that. Put some stuff in the pockets. That's the fun part. Alright, so we're almost done inking, and then I can go sew. And then we can start assembling them, because they are so easy. And tomorrow's video we will be using 6x6 paper as well. And for tomorrow, I think it was Camilla Crafts' design that I halfway seen do it, and that's what gave me the idea. Okay, so I am going to pause the video. I am going to go sew these pockets, and then I will be right back. Okay guys, I am back. So I've just sewn on the diagonals, and I'm just going to trim off some of the thread. I don't care if, you know, some of it's hanging out, but I don't want it all hanging out. So that's all I'm doing. I should have done that off camera too, but I didn't. So I'm just cutting some of this off. And again, this is not something you have to do. If you want to do something, you know, to make the edge of the pocket, this part stand out without sewing, you can do some washi tape on it. That would, you know, really make it pop. So there's, you know, there's a lot of stuff you can do without having to sew. I spent enough money on my sewing machine that, you know, I need to be using it. So that's why look how wonderful that sewing job is. Isn't that just lovely? We're going to act like I done it on purpose. That will be my story, and I will stick with it. Okay. I can't even find the thread to cut it. Great goodness. Craziness. I know I see one. Yep. I thought I saw another one. I'll just trim that off. I need to sharpen these scissors somehow. I don't know if I can. Alright. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. You guys know I can't handle it. It's stressing me. Okay, I'm just going to set that over onto the cutting board. Alright, let's start getting our pockets assembled. Alright, so that is our back. Then we have this, and then we have that. So I'm just going to kind of put everything the way it needs to go. so that when it comes time to glue it down, I will be right ready to go. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and start gluing these down. And again, if you are not going to sew, excuse me, make sure that you glue these really well. And I am gluing them pretty decent, even though I am going to sew. So let's just see. And these are really cute and fun and easy to make, and you know, they get rid of some of your 6x6 paper pads that you don't use and gives you some ephemera all at the same time. So in my book, that is a win-win for sure. So, I mean, you see that we will have made, what, 5 or 6 in about 30 minutes. And that's with me sewing and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, not long at all. So, you can really build your stash pretty quickly doing this. And I like that part of it. Because I see people that have these huge stashes of ephemera, and I'm like, I'm jealous. But you know, they have that because they sit down and take the time to make it. And I had not been doing that. I don't know where I thought my ephemera stash was going to come from. But I wanted that stash without doing the work. So I am trying to rectify that, and I have really been trying to work on building my stash, and as difficult as it can be sometimes, I am very happy when I go over to my containers or storage units and I look and I see all that ephemera looking at me. It's like, oh yeah, I love it. It gives me satisfaction. So I do love that part of it. It's like this, you see, you know, how many we've done. And so you do this for an hour even, you know, because this was just 30 minutes. But if you do this for an hour, or you already get things prepped ahead of time and then do it for an hour, oh yeah. You can really, you know, turn some ephemera out. Okay, and one more thing to glue down, and we'll be done with these. And like I said, I'm not going to decorate them right now because simply because, excuse me, I don't know what journals they're going to go into. So I would rather wait and do that kind of stuff at the last minute. But I have, you know, this much of it done. So when I finish the video, I will go ahead and finish sewing around these. And I will put a picture at the end of the video showing them how they look after I've got them all sewn. But give these a try. They are so much fun to make, and they will really build your stash very quickly. So anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow, and remember, tomorrow's video is another 6x6 buster stash type thing, and we are going to get rid of some of these 6x6 papers. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye.